Silence often feels like a heavy door slamming shut, leaving us standing alone in the cold, wondering what exactly went wrong. When an avoidant partner pulls away, it naturally triggers our deepest insecurities, making us feel abandoned, rejected, and completely unworthy of love. However, psychology tells us that their silence is rarely about a lack of love, but rather an overwhelming fear of vulnerability. Today, we will uncover 10 subtle signs that prove they are actually waiting for you to reach out, despite their withdrawal. The first sign is a false facade of peace, where they project an image of perfection to hide their inner turmoil. They might post photos of hiking trips or late dinners, trying desperately to convince the world and themselves that they are fine. This performative happiness is a defense mechanism designed to protect their fragile ego from admitting that they truly miss your presence. If their life seems too perfect immediately after a conflict, it is often a carefully constructed illusion meant to mask their pain. The second sign is silent appearance, where they do not message you directly but remain visible on the periphery of your life. They will consistently watch your stories or status updates, often being the very first person to view whatever you post online. They might also casually ask mutual friends about how you are doing, gathering information without risking the vulnerability of direct contact. This behavior is known as orbiting, keeping you close enough to observe but far enough away to feel safe from rejection. The third sign is emotional echoes, where they engage in activities that are strongly linked to the memories you shared together. You might notice them listening to songs you both loved or visiting the specific coffee shops where you had your dates. These actions are subconscious attempts to feel close to you again without having to overcome their fear of initiating a conversation. They are trying to recreate the safety and comfort of the relationship in their mind, proving they have not truly moved on. The fourth sign is calculated silence, which differs significantly from the complete disappearance of someone who truly wants to end things. They do not block you or delete your number because they want to leave a channel open for you to return. This silence is often a test, a way for them to regain a sense of control while secretly hoping you persist. They are waiting to see if you value the relationship enough to bridge the gap they created out of their fear. The fifth sign is presence in absence, a powerful energetic connection that remains even when no words are being spoken between you. You might suddenly feel an intense wave of emotion or a strong gut feeling that they are thinking about you right now. Psychologically, avoidants often project their longing energetically because they cannot express it verbally, creating a palpable tension in the silence. The sixth sign is non-interactive tracking, where they consume your content obsessively without leaving any digital footprint or trace behind. They are analyzing your life for signs that you have moved on, driven by a deep fear of being replaced or forgotten. This surveillance allows them to feel connected to you while maintaining the safety of their fortress of solitude and emotional distance. The seventh sign is the open then close dynamic, where they show a brief moment of vulnerability before quickly shutting down again. They might share a song, a quote, or a memory, only to become cold and unresponsive immediately after you reply to them. This happens because the moment they open up, their internal alarm system rings, warning them that they are in danger of demurred. It is a confusing signal, but it clearly indicates they want connection, even if they are terrified of the consequences. The eighth sign is sudden routine changes, where they drastically alter their lifestyle to cope with the void you left behind. They might take up new hobbies, change their sleep schedule, or overwork themselves to distract their mind from constant thoughts of you. These adjustments are not signs of moving on, but rather coping mechanisms to manage the anxiety of your absence in their life. The ninth sign is indirect communication, often seen in the form of vague social media posts known as subtweeting. They post things that are plausible enough to deny being about you, but specific enough that they hope you understand the message. It is a passive-aggressive way of reaching out, fueled by their inability to ask for what they need directly and clearly. The 10th sign is mirroring behavior, where they unconsciously match your energy levels and your actions from a distance. If you go completely silent, they often go silent too. If you start posting happily, they might suddenly start posting happily as well. They are looking to you to set the emotional tone, waiting for your lead because they feel unsafe navigating the relationship alone. So if you recognize these signs, you might be wondering, what is the best way to respond to this confusing behavior? The key is to shift your energy from a state of anxious chasing to a state of calm, grounded, and secure confidence. Avoidants run when they feel chased, but they become curious and eventually draw closer when they feel safe and unpressured. Be the lighthouse, not the storm. Show them that you are consistent and that your happiness does not depend entirely on them. When you stop reacting to their silence with panic, you break the cycle of fear that dictates their avoidant attachment style. If you choose to reach out, do it with a low-pressure message that invites connection without demanding an immediate emotional response. A simple meme or a casual update is far more effective than a long paragraph discussing feelings, which might overwhelm them. Remember, their behavior is a trauma response, not a calculated strategy to hurt you, even though it feels painful. Deep down, there is often a frightened inner child who learned that independence was the only way to survive emotional neglect. By understanding this, you can approach the situation with compassion rather than judgment, which changes the entire dynamic of the relationship. Patience is your greatest ally here. Rushing an avoidant is like trying to pry open a flower bud before it blooms. Focus on your own life, your passions, and your growth. This attractiveness of self-sufficiency is magnetic to the avoidant partner. When they see you thriving without them, their fear of engulfment fades and their fear of loss begins to take over. This is often the moment they finally reach out, feeling safe enough to step back into the warmth you provide. To recap, look for the false peace, the orbiting, the emotional echoes, and the calculated silence that speaks volumes. Notice if they are tracking you silently, testing vulnerability, or mirroring your actions while struggling with their own routine changes. Recognizing these signs gives you the power to choose how to respond rather than reacting blindly to their confusing signals. Understanding attachment theory is not about manipulation. It is about building bridges where there were once only walls of silence. Your peace of mind is the most valuable asset you have. Protect it, nurture it, and let it guide your actions. Relationships are a journey of learning. Sometimes the hardest lessons come from the silence between the words we speak. If this relationship is meant to be, your secure presence will eventually invite them to step out of their fortress. And if not, you will know that you handled the situation with grace, maturity, and a deep understanding of human nature. Trust your intuition. You know your connection better than anyone else. Do not let fear dictate your next move. You deserve a love that is safe, consistent, and communicative. Never forget your own worth while trying to understand another. Walk forward with confidence. Whether they follow you or not, you are moving towards a better and healthier future. If you found this video helpful, please like and share it with someone who might be struggling with this silence. Thank you for watching Psych Insight Lab. Subscribe for more deep dives into the psychology of relationships. See you next time.